Okay, man, okay, you are really throwing me off. It's step, kick, step, twirl. Got it?
Oh, I thought we were just gonna rumble with those greasy shacks.
Not without 7 years of ballet and 2 of jazz tap, we're not. From the top, people! Look, why don't you just hang back and stretch?
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
On this motherfucking plane! Now we got drinks at the bar. Stay free, come
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
All right. Yeah.
You got a soda?
Do I have a soda?
You drinking a soda right now? Something with a straw and some ice?
When I drank it, I'm like, ooh, that was loud.
Yeah, you should mute your mic during the opens there, sir. Like I do.
You know, I thought I could get away with it,
no.
and I was like,
I was having a little chuckle at my opening, and I was like, what the fuck is that noise? I don't remember that in the background. Welcome to Moviesucktastic. All right.
You okay?
Right in my ear. Never answer my phone. Yeah, the adults here are not using straws. Thank you very much. Welcome to Moviesucktastic. This is week 3 of our Oscar escapade.
That's right.
We are reviewing West Side Story.
Oh, the cat moved my camera.
The Spielberg remake of the 1961, 54, 57?
61.
57.
61.
61.
Takes place in 57 or...
Yeah. 57 was when it was written, I think, or 4. It's in the it's mid-50s. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready for a surprise, Joey?
Ready.
I loved this movie.
Did you really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Sucks. I've never liked it. All right. I mean, full disclosure going forward in this, I'm not a huge musical fan. I can list the musicals I like, and I do like some because I'm not biased, on like one hand. If you count rock operas as musicals, which I personally don't, with some exceptions, then 2 hands. My basic criteria for musicals is that they have to be singing like in public during stuff.
Sure.
Like it's a normal part of life. It can't be like, okay, we're gonna play a song. And also I don't count any animated features as musicals. I'm sorry, I don't know. They're just kids' films with music.
I don't disagree with that.
I've got my guidelines. I got my rules. So just full disclaimer, I read West Side Story in high school, thought it was the dumbest thing I ever fucking read. Watched West Side Story in school, thought it was one of the dumbest things I've ever fucking seen. And I well expected it to happen with this one, but I have an open mind, and I was ready to. And no, it's still the same fuck because it's just like a carbon copy with some noticeable exceptions, some good, some bad.
Right.
Of the original. So I was like, yeah, no, I still hate it. I don't like the music. I mean,
now
we can go into everything. Later. I don't want to.
We can go into the Oscar nominations, and I have not a prediction, but I have when we talk about the Best Picture nomination and its chances to win, I have a little something to say. So when we get to it, I'll talk about it.
I'm all ears.
Okay.
So I mean, do we have? We don't have to go through this film step by step. This is a film that's been around for many years.
I would really prefer.
What's the anniversary of this? Like 60 something, right?
It's 50 years.
Not 50 years.
No,
it was in the
60
50s.
years. 60 years.
Yes,
60.
more than that. 61.
Well, it came out in
yeah.
61, so it was released December of 2021, so it's 60 years. Yeah?
Okay, yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
60 years.
I'm always cautious about that because ever since I got to a certain age, every time I think about the past, I only count backwards from 2000.
Okay.
So you think of the 80s, like, well, it was like 20 years ago, right? No, it's 40 years ago. So this all abounds. So, yeah, it's the basic story of West Side Story, which, let's be fair, it's a ripoff of Romeo and Juliet. That's all it fucking is.
Really, yes. Actually, yes. No, there's no debating it. It is. Because even when I watch this, because I've seen the original, I'm like you, not a fan, don't care. I watched this and I was like, oh yeah, Romeo and Juliet. Like, that was my exact reaction watching this. I'm like, yep, Romeo and Juliet. Completely forgot that it was just another take on it.
Yeah, it's just so, and it's set in the 50s. It's set there during the time it was written. It was like, so it was supposed to be that time period at the time. And I read three things. I read two things that Spielberg said about the film that I'll bring up later that pissed me off the no end.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I may upset one or two people talking about this film, and I don't mean to. So hopefully people understand where I'm coming from when I talk about stuff.
Okay.
That's a warning. But yeah, so it opens up with as you would normally see in the slums of New York or the Bronx. Was it in like the Brooklyn or Queens or some part of Manhattan, like the five boroughs? It's in the five boroughs. That's all.
Well, yeah. They say New York City. They say New York City.
So it's Manhattan.
I don't know if they say exactly where it is.
All right. Yes.
They probably do. I don't remember.
Doesn't matter. It's all shit. I wouldn't go to any of those.
I mean,
places anymore.
it's the West Side.
Yeah. So stupid me. It probably is Manhattan, right? So as you would normally see in Manhattan, bright early morning, is a street gang full of hoodlums dancing in unison, juggling paint cans, and performing mild acts of vandalism.
Yeah.
Against,
when the one jet hits the guy right in the head with a paint can, I was like, "Woo, that was kind of cool."
Yeah, he's dead now. All right, can we talk about the names?
Sure.
Actually, I'm going to start with one of my Spielberg quotes that I hated.
Okay.
Is where he was talking, and I'm paraphrasing, but you can look it up. It's there. He was saying, "Yeah, I feel like the film is relevant because of the racial stuff. Really, yeah, you think?" And it's like, I think we're the part I'm not going to get into is where he's like, "I think we're divided more now than ever." It's like, no, we're not killing quite as few minorities as we were back then. I don't think it's as divided. Let's be a little fair here. We have made progress. We suck and we still have a far way to go. But let's not get fucking, maudlin. But the second thing he said was, I think this film is actually more relevant now than it was then. And my immediate response was, no, it's not relevant now, and it wasn't relevant then, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. And if you can find historical accurate showing me that there were street gangs of kids that were ruffians killing each other called Sharks and Jets, I will give you $100. That is fucking ridiculous, and I hope nobody listens to that because I'm probably wrong. But Jesus Christ, really? I remember high school, the first thing I was like, Sharks and Jets? Is this for like 12-year-olds? What is this?
When you're a jet, you're a jet, and you're a jet all the way. Come on, man, get with it.
That's where when I was reading it, you lost me right there. You're a jet. You're a jet. You're a
jet all the way.
This fucking no, it irritates me. I know it's not supposed to be real life and everything, but the whole film is like I don't know. But so what Spielberg does is he takes it and he's like, all right, I'm going to make it more realistic. We're going to go for real realism here while still keeping the stage aesthetic and going off in the tangents with lighting and sometimes we'll make it look like a set because we want to feel good about that because because the whole thing's a fucking vanity project by Spielberg. He made a film for himself and now he's
and he's getting noticed by it being nominated for Best Picture and Best Director and so
he's getting noticed because he all right. box office. What's the box office on West Side Story, sir? Let's have a talk.
All right. The box office is 72 million domestically. Let's find out what the
Overall, right?
well, domestic.
Overall, though.
Let's find out.
Domestic, total domestic.
Well, we're gonna find out what the overall is. And the budget is 100 million, by the way.
Yes, that I'm aware of. $100 million.
$100 million. Well, because Spielberg demanded it, so they're not just gonna not give him $100 million. Yeah, 72 million worldwide.
Okay, and what was the opening weekend?
Opening weekend was 10 million.
And what was number one that opening weekend?
Let's see. When did it come out? It was December 10th. It was number one.
It was number one opening weekend?
Yes.
What was number two?
Encanto.
Encanto.
And then Ghostbusters Afterlife. But Ghostbusters Afterlife was open for a month already.
Right.
It made 7 million.
Okay, and what about the week after that?
The week after? All right.
Yeah.
The week after is Spider-Man No Way Home.
And how much did that make opening weekend?
260 million.
Kind of a disparity there.
A little bit.
I bring it up for a purpose. The reason that these fuckwad Hollywood royalty that have been coming out over the past few months talking shit about the comic book movies, like Soderbergh or what's his face,
Scorsese.
The Last Battle.
Oh, I was going to say Tony Scott, but no, it's Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, yeah. That fucker with, the audiences are just too, they're being distracted by cell phones. No, they didn't want to see a fucking historical battle, a bunch of the fuck, but yeah, and then fucking Soderbergh. I don't like superhero films because there's no fucking in them. Really? Do you like West Side Story? Because I don't remember to be fucking in that one, asshole. All these whiny bitch Hollywood elites have been shit talking superhero films for no other reason that their butt hurt, that they're making more at the box office, and people are talking about them because people want to see them.
And you know what? It's trickling down into user reviews as well. So, for instance, the Batman came out yesterday, or the day before yesterday. It was like the huge special IMAX premiere. It was very limited. Last night was like a midnight showing, and then tonight is basically kind of like the kickoff. Like, you can go to the movies and see it tonight if you want. And then tomorrow is its official, 4,500 screens, whatever. So I was looking at the reviews today on Rotten Tomatoes, and they're awesome. So I'm like, oh, let me take a look at who didn't like this. Because, I'm a glutton for punishment. Mm-hmm. So I go and I look at one. This woman gave it 1.5 stars out of 4. She gave it a 1.5. And she just absolutely hated it. Just absurd. Like, I read the review. She compared Pattinson's performance to what he did in Twilight, and I'm like, that's absolutely not true.
Yeah.
And she obviously hasn't seen any of the other films that he's done that led up to the Batman. It's not like he went from Twilight to this. He's done like 7 other movies before this where he really has shown his acting chops. And then she goes on to talk about, what. Basically, after you read the article, it's like, okay, you don't like comic book movies. I get it.
I think it's more than that too, though. I've been really feeling like with critics, especially. I know. I think it's always been. What they're not. And this is not all critics, obviously.
She was. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but she, at one point in the article, said that, what is this comic book movie where there is no joy or like comic relief silliness? And I'm like, have you ever read a Batman comic?
No, but
that's not Batman ever.
Yeah. On top of that, you shouldn't be even you should just be reviewing the movie as a movie, which I'll be doing with this and Dune.
Right.
Not comparing it to the past, or we're going to compare them both to the past things, but briefly, because that's not the point.
Sure.
But I think a good number of the critics out there that have any kind of following, they're just like a writer or a filmmaker or anything like that. They're gearing their product towards an audience.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I feel like a lot of them. It's like the Lone Ranger, same thing. Everyone's expecting me to shit can it, so let me make this entertaining so they like me. That's it. They jump on the zeitgeist, positive or negative, as it were.
Well,
I don't know if you can have a negative zeitgeist, maybe because I'm not fully cognizant of what a zeitgeist is, besides the general concept.
Right.
So I should just move on.
Somebody had made a comment because I read some user review or user comments, and the most common one was, "Listen, we get it. You don't like comic book movies. Stop it." Because I looked at the other movies that she reviewed and enjoyed, and it ain't comic book movies.
Yeah.
If it was a comic book movie, it got a bad review. If it was a movie like House of Gucci, West Side Story, Drive My Car, it got a good review. But anything in the realm, the outside of the demographic, which isn't her, got a bad review. So it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think I finally flipped the switch. I'm sorry, everything's falling apart around me.
Also, a user review or a user comment had said, "Listen, I've seen a pattern with all these negative reviews for the Batman, which isn't many, by the way, but any of the negative ones, this person said they're all dying newspapers." He actually listed all of the newspapers that gave it a bad review, or critics who worked for that gave it a bad review. He goes, dying newspaper, dying newspaper, dying newspaper, dying newspaper, because they get more traction for giving a good movie a bad review, kind of like we were saying with the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. So I mean, I think film critics.
Yeah.
You have to have the skills that you have to have to read the news. I'm not gonna say watch, to read the news these days. You have to be able to detect bias. Whether it's slanted for or against what you believe in, and you just have to be able to tell when you're not reading something that's objective, or or it's definitely borderline propaganda. Who knows? So I mean, that's why I don't read reviews anymore, except when I want to have fun. So tell you what.
Yes.
We all know West Side Story. We all know the songs. All right. I'll tell you let's name things we liked about the film. Let's be nice.
Okay. I'm
right.
good with that. I'm good with that.
You want to start?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I think just a broad generalization of what I liked is I think the cinematography in this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that was done extremely well. And I will say this too. Well,
I have my butt, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, there's some wide angle shots. There's some following pan and scan shots, similar to the original film and films made in the 50s and 60s, where you would get like a crane shot, like stuff that they still do to this. They do now, but not as often because drones. They don't really need like tall cranes. But you could tell Spielberg was doing crane shots, and he did it a few times in the movie. Yeah. And I like that style of filmmaking. I do.
Okay. I have to agree with you 100%. The cinematography is breathtaking. It's wonderful. The only negative I draw from that is that yes, it is, but it's also it's not a shot-for-shot remake like Psycho.
Yeah.
It's not one of those. They did take liberties. They did make one of the. I don't want to sidetrack. They did make liberties. They make changes, but they were still copying a lot of the film because they were mimicking it, because this is an homage, kind of a remake, and so I really, it's like, okay, you're copying somebody else's work and you did it a little bit better, but you're still copying somebody else's work.
Yeah.
So I can only be so impressed by the cinematography. So yeah, you got a budget and you got great skills. I know the cinematography is going to be great. The fact that you stole the cinematography from somebody else.
Yeah, but I get that too. But I think it.
Sorry, it's supposed to be
no.
positive things,
No,
but
I know,
I had-
but I think it falls along the lines of it could have still got fucked up, even if you have source material that you could easily borrow or steal from, because I mean, there's a chance that they don't toe the line, and it's like, okay, this shot here, let's change it up, let's do it completely different, and it ruins it,
But then, my whole point is just make a different movie. Then I mean,
Well,
so we're going to do
I-
it the same, but we're going to change something. Well, if you're going to change some things, why don't you just change everything? Instead of the Jets and the Sharks, how about the Bloods and the Crips?
I mean, you
Make
could
it a little real. How about we do one where we actually have people the age they're supposed to be? There's only one actor in this film that's actually under 20.
Oh, is it the
Maria. It's the Rachel Zegler.
Oh, okay. She's okay.
Yeah, and who I believe is she up for?
I believe she
Supporting?
is.
No, she's not up for. Oh, she would be lead actress. No,
Let's
she's
see.
not. Oh, too bad.
Oh no,
That's-
you're right. She isn't.
This
Oh
is
wait,
her
wait,
first-
wait. So
It was like it's her first. I think it's her film debut, so it'd be kind of cool if she got nominated.
yeah, Ariana DeBose is up for Best Supporting Actress, and she was the one that played her friend, or her
right.
brother's girlfriend or something.
All right. Oh, here's another Spielberg quote that kind of bothered me.
Okay.
This goes into some of the changes. And it's not him. I've seen a lot of headlines and seen a lot of people commenting that, oh, and unlike the original film, Steven Spielberg has made sure that all the Latino actors, whatever you want to call them, all the Latino actors are being played by authentic Latinos. and everybody's acting like this is a big deal. And they pulled the same shit when he did Schindler's List. He's doing it in black and white. He's not fucking inventing what? It's just black and white. And with this one, it's like, yeah, I dare you to try to make this film with blackface. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course he's going to get real Latino actors. Don't be fucking stupid.
Well,
and I'll save that. I'll save that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't have gotten as angry as you are. I'll admit that.
and again, most of this isn't even at the movie. It's at fucking Spielberg's quotes where he's talking like he's big shit. It's all been downhill ever since Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit ones, The Hobbit.
Right.
When the three bigwigs got together and blamed the audience for not liking the format, it's like fuck you. And all they've ever done since then is blame the audience whenever their films like, there's millennials out there. Fuck you. Make something no someone wants to see.
Oh, you mean the 48 frames per second?
Yeah.
Yeah, that soap opera effect look.
They're just not used to it. They don't understand.
No,
they
no.
know it looks like shit.
Sorry,
Asshole.
23.975 frames per second is true cinema quality, and when you go to something like 48, it literally looks like it's live TV. Mm-hmm. It's called the soap opera effect because soap operas have that look to it, and a movie should never look like that.
My first flat screen TV. I plugged it in. I put in Bad Boys 2, and was like, "What the? What?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The auto motion or
every camcorder.
Yeah. Every company that makes a TV calls it something different. Some call it auto motion. Some call it auto smooth. Some whatever.
The last time I watched,
you got to turn it off as soon as you buy the TV. You have to turn it off.
The last time I watched a film in that mode was Tootsie, the opening.
Oh God.
And it's like, did someone film the outtakes on were they rehearsing and they filmed on a VHS camera? It really just throws it off. So yeah, but ever since then, they're just like, oh, the audience's fault. This is bad. They just don't understand. No. You've just made a film for yourself, and this is what happens when you make a film for yourself.
I know someone that it's the only person that I've ever met that turned it on purpose because they like it, and I'm like, I don't know how you can watch anything in this format.
Someone I know?
No, nobody you know.
Okay, all right.
I mean, you might have met this person, but it's not really.
I don't know many people, so that's a stupid question.
But I told them, they were like, "Hey, what's that format where it looks all like weird?" And I'm like, "You mean like auto motion?" Oh, yeah. Can we turn that on? Like, wait, you want that on? They're like, "Yeah, oh yeah, I like it." And I'm like, I'll turn it on for you, but I don't recommend it.
What's wrong with you? Do you have a stigma? Do you have a glaucoma?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't
An eye
think,
patch,
they just
perhaps.
genuinely like the way that looks, and I'm like, I hope you change your mind down the line. That's all I said.
There's no acquiring for taste, sir.
Yeah, when we watch stuff over there,
Albert Fish's lawyer.
I'm like, oh man, I can't watch this. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right, I've been very negative, very angry. So let me give him a positive for me. Now,
One more positive for me, and then
What?
I'll one more quick positive thing
I
for
thought
me.
we were going back and forth. No, go ahead. Take all the positives.
Oh, I thought I was going to do all mine, and then you were going to do all yours.
If you only have one left, then go for it.
I only got one left. I mean,
All right.
something might come up once you say yours. I thought the acting was actually really good.
Yes.
Any scenes that didn't have singing, I thought were, for the most part, almost all of them were really, really well done, to the point of where I'm actually listening to what they're saying. And I didn't, and as far as scenes that didn't have singing in them, I actually thought those scenes were actually very good. A lot of them. So acting excellent. Any scenes without music, for the most part, were actually good too.
Yeah. Now, I agree with you, and especially Mike Faced as Riff.
Right. I liked him a
mean,
lot.
Fucking nailed it. Well, I mean, one thing I saw was that, and whenever you hear these things, sometimes I feel like it might be stretching the truth a little. But apparently, the scene where they're buying the gun and he leans into the gun with his forehead.
Right.
Apparently, he ad-libbed that and they kept it.
Oh, really?
I mean, that seems a little extreme. It seems far-fetched to me, but I've never been on a soundstage of that magnitude. So I guess when the
Right.
actors are doing stuff, you don't stop no matter what. So I can see that. No, he was great in this film. I recognize him from other films, and I'm surprised he wasn't up for an Oscar. I feel like that's another example of how the Oscars are just kind of like, just bullshit.
Yeah, it's the production companies that submit what they want the film to be nominated for.
Again.
And it doesn't mean that they didn't submit him for a Best Supporting Actor. It just means that if they
didn't make
did
the cut.
it doesn't mean they didn't submit it. It just means that they didn't
Okay.
vote for it.
And I'm not saying this as a negative thing.
Okay.
I am Whitey, and I apologize.
Oh boy.
I because they are trying to force more diversity into the Oscars, which I get. It's run by a bunch of old white men, but what do you fucking expect? I get that, but what I'm saying is because of that, there are some white actors that aren't going to get the cut. I'm not arguing that it's wrong. I'm just saying it's a reality. Okay?
Okay.
There we go. I just want to be extra sure. I am not one of those Republicans calling this reverse racism or thing. I'm just saying it does narrow the field for white actors, but that's just part of the game. It's the field's been wide for them for a long time. I understand that. I get it. But just saying, that's why. Just saying. Okay. Now, speaking of things that are going to get me in trouble,
Yes.
let's talk about the trans character.
We can.
All right.
I don't remember that in the original movie.
Well, in the original movie, I think she was just kind of a tomboy.
Right.
All right. So they changed the character to a trans character. I get it.
But wait a minute. But in the film, I mean, even though I knew it was a woman,
Yeah.
In the film, they go through great lengths for this character to specifically say that they are not female.
Right. And that's because it's supposed to be a trans character. That's what I'm saying.
No.
So
I
it's about gender identification.
No, and I get that. I get that.
I don't know why you're bringing that up.
Well, no. Yes, I get that. I get that's what they were doing. But I'm saying that there are ignorant people out there. Well, what was that?
No, I honestly did not do that on purpose. I thought
It really felt like you did.
I honestly didn't know because you're not saying anything I would give a finger to.
I'm saying there are ignorant people out there that they're not going to get it.
Oh, it's fine. Those people, honestly, trust me, those people aren't watching West Side Story.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They're safe. Yeah.
You're probably
watching
right.
Like a Bill Engvall ring run or
oh God.
or the fucking never mind.
Yeah, that's
The ventriloquist with the
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, Dunham. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Jeff Dunham's a right-wing guy?
Oh, well, I guarantee his audience is mostly right wing. Yeah, have you seen some of the puppets he has?
Oh, well, yeah, like the old angry Yeah.
No, I'm talking like the semi-racist ones.
Oh, like the
The black one and the Indian.
the black one, the Indian. Then there's the terrorist one. I kill you.
That's what I meant by Indian. I should have said terrorist. I don't think Indian is accurate. But yeah, no, he's a right-wing audience. That's it.
Well, I mean, he may not be, but his audience. I mean, it's what.
No, it's right-wing.
Yeah,
that's all.
I mean, it's like Joe Rogan now probably has more right-wing people listening to him than ever. Because of
it's not about the person, it's about the message that they're conveying and the people that are going to listen to it. So yeah, West Side Story states they're not going to get anybody confused about the trans.
Even Jim Brewer, who I really liked Jim Brewer until he started spouting off.
He was never funny.
Jim Brewer?
No, he's up there with that other guy that has the night show now. There's only like 2 or 3 of them. The one from SNL.
Oh.
That's how I feel about him. Yeah,
there's a couple. Funny. There's like David Spade.
Real night show, like mainstream, like real night shows, not fucking streaming bullshit.
Oh, you mean like
cable.
Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Thank you. Not funny.
Oh, Jimmy
never,
Fallon
never has been.
No. But anyway, I liked Jim Brewer, but then he went down like this weird path after the vaccine, places having to show proof that you were vaccinated to attend.
That's what happens when you don't have any talent and you have to pander to audiences. You end up like picking a weird side like that because you have a dedicated audience. That's all.
Right.
He's just an idiot.
Very much.
What I was
so.
trying to get with the trans thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, the trans thing. So I get it, and I understand the want to do it. Again, I have a transgender son, so I'm fully supportive of that, obviously, and them putting it in the film. However, it further separates it from the reality that I think should be part of a film about street gangs, especially when they include a scene where they almost rape someone.
Yes.
Even though it doesn't get that far, the word's mentioned, so I think it's fair to say. So, in that reality, trans boy's dead by this point in their life. I'm sorry. It's just there's too many assholes. It's the 50s. They're lynching's still legal in this point. 57, 55. I'm pretty sure lynching.
The original film is 57. Yeah.
Right. This is not a good time for any minorities, gay, black, white, anything. Trans. And back then, you weren't trans. You were just I don't know. Think of some vulgar term. That's what it was. There was no such thing back then. So really, I couldn't. It really just kept me from taking the film seriously because it was like, okay, I know you're doing this. I'm not going to call it pandering because I think it's important to include characters like this. And that's going to lead me to my other hatred of Spielberg. I noticed while watching the film.
Have you started talking about things you like yet?
I did. Oh, didn't I?
I mean,
Oh no, I was talking about I agreed with the actors. I said Mike Faced. Okay, I'll switch to my other like. Ready for this?
Okay.
All right. I do like one number in the film.
Okay, which one is that?
And I think it's also the only number I slightly liked in the original. I think I like it better in this one. So I think there's an improvement on the film.
Is it the America one?
No. It's the
In America.
We are sick. We are sick. When they're on all the kids are in the. I don't know the name of the song.
Oh yeah, they were inside and they were talking about the pretending to talk to the lieutenant, going to jail. It's like yes, judge. Yeah,
I knew this whole scene was coming up in the film just because one of the few things I remember liking as a kid seeing West Side, even though I hate it, was the one line, and no one wants to live with a social disease. That's the only thing that ever sunk in my head from this film. Seriously. So I knew that song was coming up, and when it did, I thought it was a great performance, and I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Right.
It's like Chicago. I liked 2.5 of the songs in that movie. I'm not judgmental on music. Fuck, I liked Les Miserables.
Yeah, no, we reviewed that.
Yeah, so I am very flexible on this stuff, and I'll say I like that. I actually used it for the slide for the cover of the YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
The episode. Yeah, it's just so there's my positive. Now back to why Spielberg can suck my balls. while I was watching my copy, I noticed I had subtitles on because I was doing the sound was an issue at the time, and I noticed that they didn't have subtitles when the Latin characters, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, what have you, were speaking their native languages.
Now, I think that subtitles you can get though, just for
No, you
foreign
can't.
foreign parts.
But these were official subtitles, and they officially didn't have that in there.
Oh.
So, without the subtitles, they're also not there. So they did not subtitle those scenes. Now, from my past experience with films, I actually like that when films do that, when they don't subtitle the foreign scenes. It actually adds authenticity to it, especially in films where you're following one character and they don't speak that language. So if they don't speak the language, not having subtitles works for me.
Well, here's a quick thing.
Yes.
I'm usually very good at deciphering that kind of decision, meaning
Yeah.
I don't believe that those scenes are not subtitled on purpose.
They
There's-
are. And
there's-
I
no,
have
no.
a quote. I have a quote from Spielberg about it. That's why I'm pissed.
Really?
Yes.
Because
right.
there's too many of them.
Yeah, no. Listen, this is where I go
So
off the rails.
and I have an example.
No. Hey, you're butting in on my thing.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
all right.
No, you're right. Go ahead. I've been monopolizing the time.
So well, no.
No, I
it's,
have. No. Go ahead.
So I'm sure you can find subtitled scenes for foreign language parts only.
Sure.
So anytime that's there. If Spielberg made a decision to not subtitle them, it doesn't mean that they don't exist by the production company.
No. Yeah, but in the it was theatrical release, they did not have subtitles for those parts.
Yeah.
That has been confirmed.
So-
My copy was the same way.
So, but anyway, there's a film called Lucy with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was kind
Okay.
of fun.
So, but there's a scene in there where she
Is
is.
it in there?
It's in the movie where she's
So, okay. It's in
where
there then.
she's kidnapped, right?
Okay.
It's in the beginning of the movie. There's no spoilers here, but she's kidnapped.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. She's kidnapped and she's brought into a room, and everyone is speaking Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the subtitled parts for that,
Yeah.
but it is absolutely not subtitled on purpose, because the reason is when she's brought into the room, she doesn't speak a lick of Japanese,
Right.
and the way the scene is shot, the way the scene is paced, and the tension in that scene, you are understanding what that character is going through by not understanding what anyone is saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's done on purpose like that.
No, yeah.
Now, if
there's a lot of
Spielberg
films that do that.
intended for those scenes to not have subtitles, I think
Yeah.
it's a decision made by him, but not a good one, because there
again, I'm
there
gonna
is
get to that.
important dialogue in
Yeah.
those scenes. Now, I don't know a lot of Spanish, but I knew enough, and I think just from being a moviegoer, to understand what they're talking about, even though it was in Spanish, complete Spanish.
No, you can, but you can, because that storytelling is a visual feature as well, and you should be able to pull that off by acting and stuff. I like films where they don't do that, and I even go further. I accidentally once got a copy of Mr. Bean takes a vacation, or Mr. Bean's holiday. Whatever it's called.
yeah.
And Holly
Didn't we
and I were
review
watching
that?
it.
We reviewed
and-
that, didn't we?
What?
Didn't we review that?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes. I watched, because we watched that film while not in our right minds, and it was quite a mind blower.
Oh,
but
yes.
so we revisited it one day, and we're watching. It was like halfway through, like, I do remember there being subtitles for some of these scenes. I was like, yeah, but I don't need them. Do you? No. And it was like we had no subtitles, but the film was kind of made for a multilingual audience. Like most cartoons on Nickelodeon in the '80s. It's
True.
made so you can show it in different countries without the language. So watching it without subtitles, we were still able to follow the story. I mean, we'd seen it before, but still, we were objective. We were able to follow the whole thing without subtitles. So, because it was filmed purposely that way, not just in general. We're not just geniuses. It was filmed that way. So when you film that way, it makes sense to me. I have no problem with making that decision to not have a foreign language in another language. The reason, however, he gives,
Oh, no.
and again, I'm Whitey, and I apologize. This is not a right-wing complaint. It just sounds like it. His reasoning was, again paraphrasing, but I'm accurate. Look it up. Was that by putting English subtitles, see the film is about having an equal space for the Latinos and the Americans in this film, and by putting English words over the Latin languages, we're robbing them from that power, and we're overlapping their power, because language is power. And I'm like, you fucking whore. You can't even just fuck you. That makes no sense at all. And I will go one step farther to explain that you are making an American feature that is going to be distributed primarily in America. It's going to go to other countries, yes, but that's true with everything. And the primary audience speaks fucking English.
True.
Now, if you don't want to put the subtitles there, that's great. Yeah, but making a foreign language understandable is not a negative. It's called communication, asshead. It's what you do. Translation is that. What the fuck? Oh, I don't think we should have. Fuck you. How come there weren't Spanish subtitles over the English? Ask them that. What's the number one answer? Well, because Spanish is not the main audience we're aiming after. Fuck you. It's almost like on top of everything, you're gonna say, oh, by the way, we're blaming Whitey for something else here, just so everybody else feels better. No, it's a fucking stupid explanation. I like the fact they didn't have subtitles on those scenes. I was with it. I understand it. Then he had to open his fucking mouth. You're a whore. You made a film for yourself that nobody liked. Shut the fuck up and polish your Oscars. You're already a fucking billionaire, and like everybody sucks your dick at the drop of a hat. I don't know why you keep making films. Make another fucking Holocaust film. Maybe you'll get another Oscar. Fuck him. This film does not deserve to be a Best Oscar. It's only up here because Hollywood spends most of the time jerking each other off about how fucking great they are, and all this is a great film by a great visionary about another great film with another great visionary, because the real world doesn't fucking exist outside of our bubble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't plan that.
You didn't plan it?
No, sorry.
You could have fooled me. I'm actually looking up something real quick.
I'm gonna have to take a nap after this.
You might.
No, seriously though, it just irritates the shit out of me. Just I don't even know if I want to do the Oscars live this year. I just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'd rather make fun of them afterwards. Just fucking horrible. Yeah, I didn't think any of the actors were bad in the film, and I don't give a shit if half of them were from, like, there were ones from the original that came back. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Oh, that was another thing that irritated me. Minor thing. I read somewhere that I don't remember. I'm not a fan of the original, so I'm not gonna remember the dialogue. But apparently, a lot of the dialogue, the slang they used, was antiquated, so they updated it so it didn't feel so old.
Oh, really?
What the fuck is that about? We're gonna make everything look like back then, but man, with some of the things they're saying, let's just make that so American audiences are confused. Yeah, no, that's integrity. That's what it is. That's artistic integrity right there. Yeah, this is the guy who put fucking flashlights in the CIA agent's hands in E.T. You knew he was a fucking whore back then.
From what I understand, that was from the recommendation from Drew Barrymore, his goddaughter.
Yeah.
Now, I love Drew Barrymore, and my wife loves Drew Barrymore, and...
What's there not to love about Drew Barrymore?
I really hope she's... From what I've read, she says, you should take the guns out of their hands, and... it just, we don't want to push violence and things like that. And she's from the business.
You know, if it wasn't for the whole like talking to carrots and vegan thing, I'd run away with her.
Talking to
You know,
carrots.
we'd spend our lives on the run because Hollywood would track me down and kill me, and they would not find my body.
No.
But you know, it wouldn't be worth the risk because the vegan thing would just kind of throw me off.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many places you can go eat if you're not on the West Coast.
Yeah, and she'd probably talk about it.
Probably.
Yeah, but no, I don't care who asked him, who brought it up. It was a dumb fucking idea, and it's just pandering. And I guarantee that's a fucking excuse either. Yeah, he makes $1 billion decision. You know how much money that took? Yeah, he did it because his goddaughter mentioned it. I'm sure that was the reason.
I mean, it was being re-released and remastered at the time, so they were doing stuff to it anyway.
Don't care. I don't believe it. All these people are up their own asses with this like Hollywood like dreamland, and then they make the movies where they're all kind of sarcastic. Isn't this such a wacky place? No, it's horrible. I think that's also one of the reasons why Don't Look Up didn't do well, because it's like, yeah, no, you're all horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, but we're used to saying it in like a funny, quirky way, like in like a Steve Martin film. So no, this is like Death Wish 2. Yeah, there's no.
I think the most recent Blu-ray release of E.T. or the last couple have the guns back in their hands. Although my copy has the guns in their hands, but it's not from Blu-ray.
I wouldn't be surprised about that either, because like, okay, we made all our money on that, great. Now let's release the other one, and then all those suckers who were pissed about that will buy this and make more money off that. I learned that lesson with Lucas with turning the color knob and releasing a new Star Wars back then.
Oh, sure, the definitive editions. Oh, and then the remastered, blah blah blah. Oh, and now we put 5.1 surround.
THX.
Now with THX.
There was literally the one. There was the one where they literally said, like, they enhanced it. It was literally like they just turned the color knob.
Yeah.
It was like, boom, there. It's vivid, isn't it? There, $25.
Yep. And you know what copies I'm rocking? You know what copies I'm rocking of Star Wars? The despecialized edition.
Yeah.
The Harmy editions.
I've got them.
Those are the only ones to have. You know what? Those fucking people are crazy. Like, to the point of where they're finding 35 millimeter copies of the movie, and they're changing. Oh, you know, the lightsaber color. It was more green in theatrical release, and they go in and they fix it, and then it's like, oh, all of the backgrounds, Lucas put all CGI, like backgrounds.
They try to put back the original matte paintings.
They put the matte paintings back in, but it's like, okay, I get the backgrounds. It's like, if you didn't change it, and that's what we got. It's subtle enough where it's like, okay, the sky is airbrushed. It looks perfect, but
I have to admit, I went to the guy's website once, and you can get a breakdown of every single difference that he corrected. And I was looking at, and he gives like a side by side comparison. I was looking at some of them, as like, dude, that's not worth anybody's time.
Yeah.
I saw the original in the theater as a kid, and I feel like you're just wasting your time. Sorry. Did you see it in the theater?
No, it was a year old. Well, you know what?
A year?
It came out in 77.
Back then they replayed them. No, back then they played them like they brought them back every year.
No,
or two
I know,
because there was no VHS yet. So
I never saw.
I don't think I saw it opening weekend, but I saw it.
No. I never saw. Okay, so technically, I saw it because I was brought to the theater in a baby carriage. Like, I was a year old.
Okay.
So technically I was there, but I don't remember shit. I was a year old.
I didn't go to the original viewing, but I went to one of the re-releases. I know I saw second. I saw them all in the theater.
Well, I saw Empire Strikes Back in a movie theater, 4 years old. I do remember that. I don't remember much. And then I saw Return of the Jedi in 1983 as well. What?
I think we went off on a tangent.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But then when they were re-released in 97, we all, I think you were with us too. We all went and watched them re-released.
Right. I saw all three of them in the theater as a kid. I loved them as a kid, but as an adult, I really don't care. I was dragged to see them when they re-released them 3 times.
Oh God!
Once by you guys.
Oh, that's right. I remember this.
Once by my father.
Yep.
And once by my girlfriend. I saw every one of those motherfuckers 3 times in a theater.
Jesus.
Yeah, I remember falling asleep several times. I was just fucking. I was like, I hate you all.
Wow.
Yeah, well, not that bad, but seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man, the things I do to be liked.
So we're pushing close to an hour.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We're getting close to an hour here.
I voiced a lot of my major complaints about it. I mean, again, it's a beautiful film. If you like musicals, I'm sure you'll love it. I don't like it because I think it's a stupid story. I let Les Mis. I enjoyed that film because of the cinematography. I think it's a stupid story. It's a ripoff of Romeo and Juliet. This film should have ended with Maria putting a bullet in her head.
Well,
when she like give me the gun, I'm like, yeah, this is the time. This is it. Die with your boyfriend.
I hate now.
I hate now. Yeah, that's like that's what I wanted. I wanted Maria to fucking kill herself at the end because that would have been a glimpse of just acknowledgement that you just ripped this off. And again, you can I just don't like it. I don't like it. I never liked it. No matter what you say, I'm gonna make my point. Do you want to walk us through the nominees real quick?
I was. If you want to make your point first, we can do that, and then
I'll make my point when you get to the category.
All right. So I'll do the nominees. We'll talk about them very quickly, and then I'll have. It's not a prediction, but it's if something happens, I have a theory of why. So
I'll dig, baby. Go for it.
All right. So we have best performance by an actress in a supporting role, which is Ariana DeBose. Mm-hmm. We have best achievement in production design. We have.
I think when there's attempted rape, you automatically get a nomination. It's just how they feel better about themselves afterwards.
Best sound. Best achievement in costume design, because it is a period piece.
Yeah, and it might get that because it ain't getting best picture.
Yeah.
But I'll hold my tongue.
Best cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
And best achievement in directing, and finally best picture of the year.
Right.
Now,
what category didn't you mention? Wait a minute. Is it not up for best adapted screenplay?
it is not.
Gee, maybe that's because the story's fucking shit, and it's really just a movie of people that like singing and dancing, and pretty pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it should not be Best Picture. That's all I had to say.
It's a good assessment.
That's all.
So the original film from 1961 won Best Picture, and it won 10 Oscars. So it was like the Ben-Hur of musicals, essentially.
Yeah, which is why I hate musicals.
Yeah, I don't know if a musical has won more Oscars than the original West Side Story. But anyway, so it's up for Best Picture. And it's one of the front runners. I don't think it will win.
No.
But it is one of the front runners. And yeah, so Spielberg is up for Best Director, and I have my theory about, there's 10 nominees, but there's still only 5 Best Directors. And I've said it for years. When you get those 5 Best Director nominees, it's a better picture of if the Oscars were still at 5 Best Pictures, the Best Director nominees kind of points to what the 5 would have been if they kept to that format. So, yeah, no.
I disagree, that's all.
No, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
I'm not going to argue it. I didn't say you're wrong. I said I disagree.
Yes, I know.
Thank you. Okay.
So if this movie wins Best Picture, I kind of feel that if they push it to a Best Picture, not that I'm making a prediction, but if it does, my theory is they'll have had 2 Best Pictures for basically the same movie, and it's never been done. It's never happened before, where the original and the remake won Best Picture.
If they do that, I'm swearing off the Oscars.
I think if it just wins in general, we kind of swear off the Oscars.
Yeah, but I really don't see it winning. I mean,
do I see it winning Best Picture? No, I don't. I really don't.
I got a feling they're going to give him a director Oscar because they just suck his dick a little more.
Once we hit our last episode, we can go over the nominees again very quickly.
Oh yeah, I'm not going
with our predictions.
No, that was just a throwaway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean I wasn't trying to start a debate. I was just saying.
Sure.
That's all.
All right,
But
so
yeah.
those are the nominees.
All right, now, I want to be fair. Yeah, I don't like the film for numerous reasons, but it did have good points. And I have to say, it's a well-made, whether or not you like it, it's a well-made film.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Not letting my bias against Spielberg weigh me down. How come I'm not in fucking IMDb? What's going on here?
What's happening? What is going on?
We have to rate this, don't we?
We do.
So what are you feeling?
Well, it's currently at a 7.6. And I would find that to be a little high.
I think it's fair. I mean, anything under an 8, I think is fair. I mean, it's a very well made story. If you love musicals, this film will make you come. That's it. This film's going to make your pockets tight.
I would be fine with a 7. I think a 7 is very generous. It shows our appreciation for the film being well made.
Our distaste for certain aspects of it.
Yeah, I think giving it a 6 would be completely unfair.
I think the film is so well made that is well made enough, and is again the performances were great. I don't like the musicals, but they were well done. I mean, it would actually be a bad thing to give it a 6. It would be moral.
It would not be becoming for us.
It would really. I could not do it. It'd be unconscionable. So
I wouldn't do it.
But we're thinking 7, which I think is still a snub. So I'm happy with that. We're going 7.
7. I'm happy. I'd be happy with a 7, and I think they should be happy with a 7.
Yeah. If you don't think 7's good, go on IMDb and rate it a 10 yourself. You fucking freak. By the way, Wesley loves West Side Story.
Oh. Okay.
So I was forcing him to watch it with me, and I was forcing Holly to watch it with me too. And it corrupted while we were watching. I said, God damn it. Like 15 minutes in, they're like, oh, great route. So I ended up watching it myself. But Wesley loves West Side Story. He's been known often to on his phonograph to play the wax cylinder recording of West Side Story loudly, so I could hear it throughout the house. Because I fucking hate it.
Do we really have to hear that?
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
That's not this movie.
Isn't it?
No.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is. Maria sings "I Feel Pretty." It's near the end of the film.
Oh.
It's actually, there's a couple of scenes in the film they move around that were moved.
Okay.
This is actually a better arrangement. Maybe that's one. I give them credit for that. They actually moved things around because it worked better the other way. But no, that's from this movie. As is boy, crazy boy. What the fuck is that? All right, but yeah, 7 sounds strong. You want to wrap us out, sir, so we can move on?
Yeah, let's do that because we got
Sorry
another episode we got to do. All right, everybody.
I blame it on you, by the way.
Sorry. Well, hey, we ranted a little bit. All right, go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Download or listen to the show there. You can also go to iTunes and do the same thing. You go to Facebook.
I'll cut it down to 20 minutes.
So Facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. We post things there all the time, trailers, whatever we see that interests us and what we feel you might be interested in. If you want to leave us email, the address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, it's 908-514-4470. If you want to download the Android app for your device, you can go to moviesucktastic.com/mst.apk or download your favorite podcast app for your Android, iPhone, whatever you're using, and just do a search for Moviesucktastic. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Boy, crazy boy.
When you're a jet, and you're a jet all the way.
Did somebody say rape?
Whoa. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Well, at you. I mean.
Well, yeah, okay.